Monarch Madness happening October 1st right here at Moody Gardens and our beautiful butterfly garden right behind me. I'm joined by Alyssa, an invert expert. Now, first of all, let's talk about invert expert. What is that? Because I had no idea originally what it meant.
So an invert is basically anything without a vertebra or a spine. So things like insects, arachnids, even jellyfish. There's aquatic and marine inverts. I specifically work with the terrestrial ones in the rainforest. So things like the millipedes and the roaches and the walking sticks, all those guys.
I love walking sticks.
Me
Those,
too.
those are the most amazing creatures because half
Yeah,
the time you don't even know you're looking at them.
right.
All
And
right,
then
we
you
got,
see them, and then you see more, and then you see more. And it's
and then
like,
you're like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, that's huge.
yeah.
All right, let's go back to Monarch Madness.
Okay.
You told me earlier you are very passionate about monarchs. Can you tell me about one of the activities that y'all will be doing on October 11th right here at Moody Gardens?
Yeah, so we'll be participating in a monarch tagging event. So what that means is we'll be catching monarchs and putting unique identification numbers on them so that they'll be able to be tracked. So if somebody later down on their migratory path down south will catch them, they'll be able to report what numbers they find. So if we tag one here and then they find one in Mexico, we'll know that they made it. Or if we find one that has already been tagged from further north, they will know that they made it at least here. So that's very cool. They're able to track their paths and behaviors and things like that.
That sounds like the perfect vacation spot too. Except for some of these actually go on a journey that's hundreds of miles.
Yeah, so it's more like thousands of miles. They can come from Canada sometimes. So,
Wow.
and then all the way down to Mexico. They kind of funnel through Texas, which is awesome to be here during that. So we get to see a lot more of them. And then they go down to a specific mountain range in Mexico, and then they spend the winter there,
Do
and then
they
they come back.
do they just know to do that? Or is
hmm
that just in their blood, kind of like salmon and other species do?
it's instincts. So they've evolved to be able to detect like temperature changes for the seasons and like the position of the sun and wind patterns and things like that. They are very good at navigating.
Or it's like me when it gets a little too cold, I'm like, I need to start planning a vacation down south a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are, monarchs are very important for
hmm
those, why are they so important? What do they do?
So they're pollinators. Pollinators are good for spreading crops and flowers and things of the sort. So they are very important for the environment in that way, but they're also pretty amazing for their journey. So there's a lot of insects or a lot of animals that do migrate, but the monarchs having such a big path that they take is pretty incredible. And so being able to study them and protect them so they can continue that path every year is important.
So we've talked about monarch butterflies and butterflies in general.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the other types of pollinators that may be native to Galveston or just in general?
So there's things like bees are pretty well known as pollinators, butterflies, hummingbirds that you see drinking nectar, they can also pollinate. There's some bat species. We have a bat species here that actually pollinates agave plants. They are the lesser long-nosed bats, so they're pretty, like not well known for being pollinators as bats, so that's pretty amazing. We also have there's some wasp species that pollinate and all kinds of little critters that spread pollen from flower to flower and help replenish the flower populations in the years to come.
Yeah, somebody told me earlier beetles can actually help with it, and I'm like, beetles, so don't get out the insecticide.
Yeah, beetles are great. Beetles are awesome.
Yeah, ever since I started working here, you learn little tidbits about,
Mm-hmm.
and I've become a little more lenient, I guess, with the bug species because usually you'll see me go, ah,
Yeah.
so I'll try to grab a paper towel. So that's something that can even just saving like a spider or saving
Mm-hmm.
something can help.
Yeah, so things like spiders are good for pest control for the things that can munch on the plants or cause diseases to plants. So saving spiders is good. Even saving the roaches, the cockroaches, they're decomposers. They help with the whole ecosystem, the life cycle of environment. They every little critter matters.
Wow. You don't even think about that
Yeah,
sometimes.
everything was related to each other.
So if somebody attends the event, they'll get to talk to the experts,
Mhm.
so it's great maybe for families, for Boy
Yeah.
Scout, Girl Scout groups, church groups, friends who just maybe are interested in learning about this.
Yeah, it's great. So if you ever have any questions about how it all works, there'll be plenty of people here that can answer them and even teach you things that you never even thought to ask about. So come out.
Those random questions I get that pop up in my head about like the spiders and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
great. Monarch Madness, October 11th. It is a free family-friendly event. Anyone and everyone is welcome to attend. It'll be right here in the Moody Gardens Butterfly Garden. To find out more information, head to moodygardens.org. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for
Thank
taking
you.
the time. Hope to see you there.